Yeah, and listen, once again, I'm back. See, and this is old now. This is old news. Delivered to me. This had a lot to do with the mouse that tried to play Lion of Judah. Right. Anyway, this is yeah. This is all this. So when you're around an imbecile spirit, or familiar, strange spirit, right? You got the spirit, the vessel of Satan, staring at you, looking at you, right? So okay, right, looking, staring. So the imbecile looking, staring, strangely, right? Then comes up and after a while we have some words. Imbecile says, "Oh, you look like I look like somebody just like this person, dressed just like this other person," and that person though was totally not a believer of God. Didn't take up the cross of Christ. Denied the Spirit altogether. So right, so as you as you see, right, there are many familiar spirits out there, right? So this guy, looked like me, says this imbecile. So this imbecile, I guess, thought he could get over, take over, whatever the case may be, but we already know, an imbecile already knows when somebody's filled with the Spirit. That's one thing they know, of course, because, they're reliable sources, which is the familiar spirits, the strange spirits, the wicked spirits, the evil spirits, the predatory spirits, and, the anti-Christ serial spirits, the fathom everything, right? So I started to realize, once again, so like I said, God had to protect me through this situation, and I believe I got the whole story on something else I'm releasing very soon. Well, anyway, right, I had to protect me through that situation. So, the stuff I saw was familiar, and I even said out of my very mouth, ladies and gentlemen, at the time, I said, well, that's a familiar spirit, because it reminded me of the same familiar spirit that I had to pray upon and fast upon 2 nights, and that was taught to me a while back, and the Lord finally released him after prayer. And after 2 nights of prayer and 2 nights of fasting. Now, right, so the Spirit reminded me. So this is what I said, y'all. I said, wait, that's a familiar spirit. I just said it straight up, looking at the imbecile. I saw what I saw, but being foolish at that time, me not following it. So I'm just going on to tell y'all a little about this. All right, but so one thing led to another though, with the imbecile spirit. But then right, familiar spirits feed a lot, right? That's what leads to the anti-Christ serial, person. Pardon me, yeah, but you're right. The serial anti-Christ, yes. That's what it leads to, because the familiar spirits, we feeding them so much, and feeding them, it's like they're feeding them like just, they're feeding them the sites you go to on YouTube, they're feeding them some of your words, they're feeding them this and they're feeding them that. But one thing that but like I said, but you can tell when someone is what did I say earlier? Oh, you can tell when they're a lab rat. Well, when they're a lab rat, that means they're not like official at all. You got some that are, even though they're bad, they're against God, they're in no way good, they in no way get condonement from me or no other vessel of God, no saint of God. I'm sure that already, I say that. Now, but their stronghold is to really kill, steal, and destroy, and they be succeeding at times. So you got the lab rat that sneaks in, yeah, maybe I can kill, steal, destroy, on the low, yeah, Christ, live holy, repent. Oh, I'll take you in if you don't have mother or father. See, they know the key verses and everything. And so that's the point about familiar spirit. That's really what familiar means. And y'all gotta realize, why I'm talking like this at times is because, of course, Yahweh, I've seen a lot, and He's survived me through everything. But what I'm saying is, I never knew what level a familiar spirit would go to, because I never knew what a familiar spirit was until I became born again, and I called them insignificant spirits at first, because I didn't even know the term familiar until later on. But, right, anyway, God takes us how we are. Let me not forget that. Bless y'all. Now, right, so, when I said, wow, the familiar spirits go this far, but then again, I would ask myself too, I would say, well, did you not listen to Christ? Remember, you said you read the Bible, but you know the outside, right? Meaning Christ, you know the living Torah. So, right. So, I said, wow, Christ did tell me this. But you know what? It's not that. It's what it is though, you have to experience that stuff to be like, wow, Christ, you were so right. And that's what I'm saying. So, so just to so it's anti-Christ, because what I mean is, for it to go that far, just to act like it's, you know, like Christ is a stronghold and it's against Christ. And right, that's the point. So, how you doing, sister? All right. So, I've seen it, and I was, you know, it like, yeah. So that's a surreal life. You know, it's so surreal. But then again, God tells your son, be ready. You understand, right? God tells you, be ready, because you know, now you're on that road where you have to depend on me more, fast, pray, heal, and save the nation. Because that's why I got you out here. So you know, so you learn, and then you know you learn, and then like I said, then you go back. You know, I'm gonna stop in a minute, y'all. But then you go back to the beginning, and you said, I said to myself, what did you say? You said familiar spirit to the imbecile and yourself. You said he reminds me of the other guy. Blah blah blah. Right? You understand? So right, but that's my point. So I just looked at it, I said, man, you know, it's tough out here. But you know, well, yeah, I mean, you know what? But I said, yeah, it's always tough. But what I would say is this: it becomes a lot easier once you know what to expect, though, honestly. And now even know what to expect, to know, you know, now the enemy knows that you're on to him. So, and he know you're only on to him because of the helmet of salvation, because of Christ. So that's the beauty in it, you know. And when it came time to let the imbecile go, my words were very firm, and you know, because I had to pray, and you know, and one thing it is, you know, one thing when you ask God about a person or imbecile, you know, I say, right, that's a familiar spirit or whatever like that, and you're truly wondering, you know, God lets you know, he or she or that is not official. It's what I told you from the very beginning. So you try to pray, and you know when you're getting a blockage in your prayer, and not a blockage when you're asking for certain things. You're asking about the spirit, and God is letting you know, son, I told you. You understand? So, right. So the thing is, well, and what the spirit confirmed was, and it truly confirmed to me, it said, you gotta separate from him, the imbecile. You have to leave, because, like I said, it was that stern spirit of unrighteousness, the stern spirit of denying God, but pretending to love God, pretending to, you know, using scriptures. So God told me to separate, and no, yeah, that's the spirit of the living God, to separate. Because if I had stuck around, once again as a true servant, it would have made it worse on me. Now, honestly, if I stuck around, I definitely wouldn't be a true servant. I can tell you that, man. That's one thing I can say personally. Because that means I was not listening to God. So when God told me that, it had to happen. So I had to separate. God said separate, then not, you know, and I had to do that. So the point is, yes, I'll probably have this story on another one, and I'll probably tell it another time. But you know, listen, bless Yahweh all the time. But like I said, that's just a story that, thank God, he got me over. But it's a true story, and it happened. And by that happening, it pushed back the other missions that Yahweh had me on at the time. But then again, it made me learn, and I became more humble, and humility, you know, happened through that. So a lot of stuff happened through that, but Yahweh always received his glory. Like I want to leave in the church, and the church, you know, marveled over my testimony of how I came into Yahweh, how I came into Christ. And I even brought the imbecile to the church, and crazy part is this. You know, the imbecile tried to cancel the church out because of, you know, using techniques, you know, anti-serial Christ techniques. So don't get me wrong, the church was also filled with paganism, but at the same time, the fault of the imbecile was no better than the church, which no fault is greater than the other. So what happened was, Yahweh ended both of them for me. Right here, and Yahweh ended both of them runs for me. You know how I say runs, both of them seasons. But the imbecile, familiar spirit, the mouse that played the Lion of Judah, and the false pagan church. And it ended like that, and then Yahweh sent me on my merry way, and here I am today, and you know, just living in the season and waiting for the next one. And listen, y'all do the same. And you know, Yahweh will always bring you through, because Yahweh is always going to come through, because there's nobody that's above Yahweh, you know. So take up your cross. I love him with your heart, mind, and soul. And that was just a testimony of a gullible, fragile spirit at times that always need Yahweh. That's why I say continuously pray, because I know this personally. God says the spirit of the living God. So let's continue to do that. Love him, love one another, and hey, blessings, peace, 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 peace.